Okay, hi everybody. We are back again with another live stream. I just got to turn down my volume on my laptop. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm here every week as usual to help you guys out with whatever band questions you might have, whether you're a beginner or a person who's been playing for a few years or even more than a few years. So hi everybody. Hi Kermit Lover and Ibrahim and DM. Hi folks. I'll give a few shout outs while I can. Hi Anil, how are you? And Will and Ace and Slothbox. Welcome everybody to the chat. Just a few reminders. Of course, we have our helpers in the chat. We have Joe in the chat room. Hi Mike. And we also have Terry in the chat room helping us out. And of course, as always, we have Dennis here on the line helping us with your questions. So everybody say hi to Dennis. Hi Dennis.
Hey, how you doing, Steve? Hi, guys.
Hi. Okay.
And girls.
Yes. So we're here. Hello, everyone. JM and Kyle and John and Mixable. So just a few reminders for you guys there in the chat. If you want to help each other out, if someone asks a question and you know the answer to it, you can go ahead and give that answer and help each other out, because I certainly can't get to every question in the chat. And also, if you're asking a question or making a request, please don't spam the chat. If you comment too many times the same thing, we will have to give you a timeout. But most of you guys are really good about not doing that, so I appreciate that. We're going to jump into as many questions as we can, so we can get to everyone's question. Okay, so Anil, one of my students, is here in the chat. Hi Anil, and he asked me what was my PhD thesis. So some of you might know, well, I guess you know because my name is Dr. Selfridge now. It was Mr. Selfridge. So I got my PhD last year, and the big final project that you have to do, you have to pick something to study. So I actually did research on the effectiveness of using YouTube videos to help kids practice. So that's right up my alley, exactly what I do. So that's what I did for my PhD dissertation. Okay. Apple Juice is saying, I have a concert on Tuesday the 17th. I'm the only bass clarinet. Do I have words of motivation? So Apple Juice, first of all, I want to say good luck. I'm sure you've been practicing your music. If you're a little bit nervous, maybe you might be a little bit nervous because you're the only bass clarinet. My number one piece of advice for kids who are nervous about concerts is to just practice as much as you can so you can do your best. And then on the night of the concert, you just have to do your best and not be too worried about mistakes, because most of the time, I'd say 90 to 99% of mistakes, people in the audience won't really notice. And so if you make a mistake on the stage, you just have to recover as quickly as you can and jump back into the song. And don't really react to it. Don't make a face like you messed up, because most of the time people are not going to notice. Okay, Libby Thornton says, I'm so excited for our Christmas concert. I'm excited for you. I know a lot of you guys have concerts coming up. My high school band concert was this past Tuesday, and it was a great success. We had a great time. Let's throw it to Dennis. Dennis, is there a question that's popping out that I should jump to?
Yeah, somebody was asking about what do you think about plastic clarinets?
Okay, so that's an interesting question, because the instrument I was playing when I started the chat, everybody, this is a plastic flute, which is very unusual. This is a Nouveau flute. These are fun to play with. I wouldn't recommend playing one of these in your actual band rehearsal, but it's kind of fun to have. They're really cheap. I think this one was $100. Now, when you're asking about a plastic clarinet, I'm not sure if you mean something like this, or I'm not sure if you mean, a lot of beginner clarinets are made from a non-wood material. Sometimes it's called ebonite or different things. So really, it's kind of like plastic. So I think it's perfectly fine for a student model clarinet, even getting into the beginning of high school. Once you start to get pretty good at your instrument, you want to think about upgrading, and when you upgrade your clarinet, you want to go to something that is wood, okay? But if you get a wood clarinet, you have to really take care of it. You can't let it get in freezing cold temperatures. So you got to take care of your wood clarinet. Okay, let's go to our friend Mike. Mike Hamilton is always here on the chat. I always appreciate it. Hi, Mike. And so one of the things Mike asked me was about the John Packer alto sax. Mike, I've never heard that specific type of sax. So I can't really comment on that. So can't help you with that. But I think Mike actually had a different question. Mike, if you have a different question, why don't you pop in the chat and I'll make sure I answer it for you, okay? Kyle Squire has a concert this Thursday. Good luck, Kyle, to your concert. Let's see. Kermit Lover says, I can't believe I've been subbed since I released Mr. Saxo Beat on alto. That is a while ago. I think I did that Saxo Beat video, maybe 3 years ago. So Kermit Lover, thank you for being a subscriber. ZZ Twins has a really good question. Why is flute in the woodwind section? And does anyone in the chat know the answer to that question? Why is the flute in the woodwind section? Because you look at a flute and it's made of metal, right? Here's a flute. So a flute is made out of metal. The answer is, I don't know if anyone's going to get this answer. Yeah, Bob R., you got the right answer. I'm sure someone else, Shadow Bolt, got the right answer. Originally, the flute was made out of wood, and so any instrument in the orchestra or the band that's based on the concept of a long tube that has the 6 holes originally was made out of wood. Flutes, clarinets, bassoons, oboes, and so that's why they're called woodwinds. Okay. Blue Wolf is asking, can I play a song on the saxophone? Sure. I could do something on the saxophone. Let's see what song I can play. Give me some answers. Give me some requests, guys, that I can do on saxophone. I'm looking at this question from Mike Hamilton. Okay, so Mike is asking about, Mike has dyslexia, and how can you work better with notes and instrument and reading notes when you've got dyslexia? So I am not an expert in dyslexia or anything like that. I would think, though, if it helps you, Mike, to write in the letter names of the notes, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't know if it would help for dyslexia to enlarge the music at all, make the notes bigger. That might be helpful for you, but good luck with that. I know you practice a lot and you dedicate a lot of time to it, so good for you for that. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to say hi to my friend Linda. Hi, Linda. Linda is requesting Pink Panther on saxophone. That's a common request. I can do that for you real quick. And then Dennis, after I play this little tune, why don't you find out a really good question for us to address next. How's that? Okay. So Pink Panther. Here we go. Let's do it in this key. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then someone requested Take 5. This is a really popular jazz song for saxophone. So there's a little bit of Take 5. Okay, Dennis, can you jump in with a question?
Yeah, I have a couple. One, Terry Biller wanted to know if you have any videos on violins.
You know what? I don't have any violin videos, but I would like to add violin to my tutorials, but violin is not my area of expertise. But I have a lot of friends who play violin, so maybe someday I can get a violin video. You said you had a couple questions there, Dennis, right?
Yes. Ayush wants to know how to play D flat on the trumpet.
What was it? D flat?
D flat.
D flat. Okay, Ayush, D flat on the trumpet. And while I'm getting my trumpet out, Jenna asked me what is my favorite instrument to play. Jenna Strasser. I would say probably saxophone is my main instrument. That's the one I'm the best at. I really like playing all the instruments. I love playing piano. I play piano too. Here's my trumpet. And someone asked about D flat. Okay, so D flat, does anyone know what the other the other name for D flat is? So D flat is equal to blank. Does anyone know the answer to that? We have notes that are, we call enharmonic, and that means two names for the same sound. And I'm looking for someone who's going to get the first answer. Yeah, Jenna Strasser got it. 12-year-old on the internet got it. Michael Bank got it. A bunch of you guys got it. Kids Cave. D flat is the same as C sharp. So the low D flat on trumpet is going to be all three valves. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of it's a note that can be really out of tune if you're not careful. So here is your low D flat on the trumpet. All three valves. It's just one half step higher than your low C. And then you have your D. So D flat is in between C, D flat, D. Now, if you're going to do a higher D flat, it's 1 and 2. There we go, D flat. Okay, good question just came through. I want to make sure I find it. Okay, ZZ Twins has two questions. Do I play percussion? Yes, I do. I really like to play the drums. I also can play the keyboard instruments like marimba and xylophone. And do only woodwind instruments have a reed? Yes. So there's, well, yes and no. Of the instruments in the band, all woodwind instruments except for the flute have a reed. And actually, there is another type of instrument that actually uses reeds, and that is something like a harmonica and accordion. They actually have little reeds inside that when you pull, when you blow through a harmonica, those little metal reeds are what vibrate and make the sound. But in the band, the most common answer is yes. Woodwinds are the only ones who have reeds. Okay, Kermit Lover, you had a question about Barry Sax. Kermit Lover is the only Barry Sax player in 8th grade jazz band. The trombones have trouble playing low notes. Any advice for playing low B flat and A? So you guys know if you play Barry Sax that your lowest notes that you can play are low B flat and low A. And the thing you have to do for those low notes, especially on Barry Sax, sometimes I think people incorrectly say that you need to get looser with your lips. You do not get looser with your lips for low notes on saxophone. What you do is you slightly open up the space between your teeth. You have to open up and let a little bit more air through, just a tiny bit. And you have to really use a lot of air and make sure you're completely covering all of the keys fully, and that will help you with your low notes. Okay, let's see here. Someone requested a clarinet song. Oh, so a bunch of you are asking for Megalovania and Avengers on. So here's Avengers on clarinet. So I'm doing that with low A up to E. A, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, A. And then the other request I was getting was Megalovania on alto sax. So I will do that real quick. Something like that. Hold on. That wasn't very good. How's that go again? Okay, take two. I got it right. Okay. Alney, now, is there any other way you can ask me questions aside from these streams? Well, really, the best way is on the stream. You can also comment on my videos. I try to respond to comments whenever I can, but really this is the best way to ask me questions. Or you can connect with me on one of these social media things over here. I've got Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and you can ask me questions there. All right, let's throw it to Dennis. Dennis, have you found a question for us?
Yeah, Michael Bank, how do I stop my lower lip from hurting after playing a song on the clarinet?
How do you stop your lower lip from hurting when you're playing a lower, just anything on the clarinet? Oh, I see it.
Clarinet, yeah.
Okay, so Michael, I would say, it depends how long you've been playing. If you're a beginner, like if you keep practicing every day, your lip's not going to hurt. It's going to get used to it. My lip only starts to hurt when I've been playing for like an hour or an hour and a half, like straight. Then your lip will start to hurt, like your muscles get tired. So I'd say stick with it. If your lip is hurting, take a little break. But if you keep at it and you practice every day or a couple times a week, you're not going to have a problem with a hurting bottom lip. Okay. Kyle Squire, do I know Ancient Hunters on the clarinet? Actually, I don't know that song. It sounds like you're probably working on that for your band concert. So I can't help you with that. Sorry about that. I don't know that one. Let's see. Mr. Gas Giant, Careless Whisper on the clarinet and have a tutorial for it. Okay, I can add that one to my request list. As you guys know, I always talk about, with all the requests I get, I try to do as many as I can, but I can't always get to all those requests. Okay, and Ethan's Legos, can you play G-Force 5? I don't know that song, sorry. Another one I can't help you with, but one good thing to do, if you guys are looking for help on these songs, if you go to YouTube or Google and you type in the name of the song and the person who composed it, you can usually find a recording of it, okay? And that can help you. Okay, Miguel has been asking me for See You Again by Wiz Khalifa. So here we go. Here's a little bit of that. It's been a little while since I played this song. So there is See You Again by Wiz Khalifa. So I see Parker. Parker is jumping in, helping out Diego with an answer to a question. So thank you, Parker, for helping out there in the chat. Dennis, can you throw us a question?
Yeah, sure. Jocelyn Lopez, I have a concert on Tuesday the 10th, and I play the flute. How do I play high notes? I mean, I guess you want some help in playing high notes.
I think I know the question because a problem that a lot of young flute players have is when you go to play, like say for example you've got an F, right? Thumb 1 2 3 1. The fingering for low F is the same as high F. And so you might wonder, how does that work? Like, how can you get a high note versus a low note when it's the same fingering? And the answer is, the high notes and low notes on the flute are mostly done with the position of your lips. So you have your aperture. If you push the center of your lips, where the hole is, a little bit out, like you're pushing your lips toward the music stand, just a little bit, your note will pop from a low note to a high note. Let me show you. Ready? So if you're having trouble with your high notes on flute, take some basic notes like F, G, A, and work on going low, high, low, with pushing your lips a little bit out and then back. That should hopefully help you. Okay. So I've seen this request to play the Star Spangled Banner on the sax. I will play the beginning of the Star Spangled Banner. Okay. And then that part repeats, and then you go to this different part. right? And then there's, I'll play the rest of it. What the heck? So, there's the Star Spangled Banner. Hope you enjoyed that. And Parker is asking, Parker Button, is my sax a Mark 6? Yes, it is. It's a Mark 6 saxophone. Okay, Dan Castro, who is my favorite jazz saxophonist? Hi, Dan. Thank you for being in the chat again. I'd say probably my, if I had to name one, I guess I would say Charlie Parker, because he's, you know, generally recognized as the person who started the bebop modern jazz movement. And if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with Charlie Parker. Or Johnny Hodges from the Duke Ellington Orchestra. Okay. Dennis.
Yes. Sonoro wants to know, what exercise would you do to get your fingers going quicker on the alto sax?
Okay. Finger exercises to go faster on the alto sax. The answer to this question is the same for any instrument. The only way you're going to get your fingers to go faster is if you practice slower with a metronome. So take like a scale pattern like this. Okay, so it's just a basic scale pattern, up to the 5th, back down twice, all the way up to the 9th, back down. Start with the metronome at a speed that you can totally play it perfectly, and then it's a very simple answer. It's slow, steady work, repeat, 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 and increase the tempo a little bit by bit. And eventually you're going to hit a wall where you're going to start to make mistakes, and that's where you need to practice there. And then over time you'll master it, and you can increase the tempo. And just work on playing it accurately. Okay. Getting a request for a Charlie Puth song. What's the name of that song? We Don't Talk Anymore. I don't know that song. I have to look that one up, the Charlie Puth song. Just a 12-year-old has a great question. Just a 12-year-old on the internet. Do you have tips for playing in cut time? Yes, this is one of my favorite little lessons that I always say when I'm teaching my students about cut time. So normal common time that we see all the time is 4/4, right? 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Let's see. I'll do this one on clarinet. Cut time is 2/2. 1 2 1 2, where each of those is a half note. So what I say, I won't go through the whole explanation. All I'm going to say is what really helped me with cut time is when I realized that cut time is exactly the same as 4/4, just at a really fast beat. So say you're cut time is just when 4/4 gets so fast, when you're increasing the tempo and you can't tap your toe anymore, you just switch to tapping your toe on 1 and 3. Dot, 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 dot. And that's cut time. So if you're really stuck on a cut time rhythm, you can tap your toe on a fast 4 beat and figure it out just like it's 4/4. I hope that helps. It's hard to explain it without music to look at, but I hope that helps you a little bit. Let's see here. Can I play Super Mario Brothers on the trombone? Probably not. I'm not going to try that because I haven't practiced it, and I don't know that song on trombone. But that's a fun song. Rick the Goat, Star Wars on clarinet. Kid games. How long does a clarinet reed last? Reeds will last for a long time if you take care of them. But when your reed starts to get, when it starts to, first of all, when it's getting really old, it'll start to feel really thin and it won't play as well, or it won't give you enough resistance. If you start to see it getting discolored, or if of course if it gets chipped, then you have to get a new reed. Okay. Let's see here. So Ibrahim, I don't know Senorita. Actually, I think I've played that song with my friend. My friend is a piano player. I've played like, are you talking about the Bruce Springsteen song, or is it a different song? Because I played Senorita by Dennis. Do you know that song? Is that a Bruce song?
No, I don't know. I don't know that one.
No. Okay, can you throw us a question, Dennis?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Sam Grace, I'm a beginner flute, but my main instrument is the tuba. I'm having trouble getting middle range out. What should I do?
Okay. The middle range on the flute, interesting, because usually the low range is either the low or the high range is where people have trouble. If you're having trouble with the middle range, it might be an issue with your flute. You should maybe have that. Oh, Mike Hamilton, thank you, Mike. Mike says Senorita is a Justin Timberlake tune. Okay, I don't know that one. I need to keep up on my current pop charts. So I would say if you're having trouble with any part of the range of the flute, whether it's middle, low, or high, you got to first make sure that your flute is working properly, so have it checked out if it's an ongoing problem. Second thing to check is make sure you're covering the holes correctly, you're not leaving any air leaking out. And the next thing to check is just make sure you're making a good aperture and hitting your airstream right on the edge of the flute here to get a good sound. Okay, so the same concepts that are going to help you with any part of the flute are going to help you with that mid-range. Okay, so let's see. Dennis, how about you throw us another question here?
Not a problem. Isabel Herrera, what is the Grand Master scale and how do I understand it?
The Grand Master scale. I've actually never heard that term before. It might be referring to a chromatic scale. The only thing I can think of as being a Grand Master scale is the chromatic scale, because the chromatic scale has all sharps and flats in it. The chromatic scale is playing every sharp and flat going up and down. Okay, there's your chromatic scale. Dan Castro had a request of a jazz tune. Dan wanted me to play a tune called Anthropology. Let's see if I can remember it. There's the middle part. I probably can't remember the bridge. So Dan, that's a little bit of Anthropology for you. We are getting close to the end of our chat this week, guys, and some of you have been saying you're getting excited about your holiday concerts, your Christmas concerts. It's that time of year. If you check out on my channel or my website, thank you, Ibrahim. If you go to my website, drselfridgemusic.com, or my YouTube channel, you can get my easy holiday duets, which are really great. They're super easy. So really great for you if you're getting together with your friends or your cousins or your family members over the holidays. Get together and print out the easy holiday duets, and you guys can play some concert together. Play a little concert for your family. We do that all the time in my family. Every Christmas, we have a little mini concert with my cousins and nieces and nephews who play instruments. So we are getting close to the end, so it's about time to start doing some shout-outs, okay? So I'll do as many shout-outs as I can. EC Entertainment says, I'm your favorite YouTuber, so thank you for that. Parker Button, I use a Meyer 5-star on my alto, and I play a 3 medium Diodario reed. Ibrahim has a concert. Good luck, Ibrahim. Just do your best. Like I said before, if you make a mistake, my advice for having a concert is if you make a mistake, just jump back in and try to continue on with the song. Like I said, most of the time, the audience doesn't even notice it when you make a mistake. Okay? KP Games says, I am the best. Thank you, KP. Daytonator, little shout out for you. Mike Hamilton, thank you. Always have a shout out for you. Thank you for always being here. Part of the chat. Kyle Squire says he just started watching a few weeks ago. Second time on the stream. Hi, Kyle. Ibrahim, my next tutorial, actually I plan on hopefully having a new tutorial up posted tomorrow. Kenneth says I made him cool in 5th grade. Well, you're welcome. Aaron Cuman, do I have perfect pitch? I do not have perfect pitch. But I have a really good sense of pitch from studying music and practicing. But having actual perfect pitch is something that you pretty much have to be born with, and I was not born with that ability. Okay, so shout out to everyone watching. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back next week. Everyone make sure you say thank you to Dennis, and I'll say thank you to Dennis. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Steve. Thanks, everybody.
For being here every week. And so until next time, everybody, make sure you are practicing. Have a lot of fun. Good luck with your concerts if you have a concert this week. And we will be back, of course, next week on the stream at 5. Hope I got to your question today. If I didn't, join us again next week. I'll get to as many questions as I can. Okay, so until next time, guys, have a great week. Remember to practice, and bye-bye. Thank you, Dennis.
Take care, Steve.